Today, we're exploring the incredible world of hemp farming in South Africa. You might have heard of this incredible plant before, but did you know it can be used for everything from clothing to building materials to the production of CBD? Not only that, but hemp is also environmentally friendly, requiring far less water and pesticides than traditional crops. So join us on this journey and let's discover the amazing benefits of hemp together.
Today we're at Origin Valley Hemp and we're chatting to Darren, who is the farm manager and head cultivator of this beautiful farm, and we're going to be learning a load about hemp, why hemp, and also regenerative farming. I know a lot of people watching this video are going to ask us, why did you decide to go into hemp farming in South Africa? Can you tell us a little bit about hemp and how you came to growing all of these beautiful plants?
You know, I got into farming, and just on the road of organic agriculture, hemp made an appearance, and
yes,
I got into it. But then once I had gotten into it, I started realizing the power of the plant. You know, it really is an amazing plant. It can do so many different things, not only in the medicinal side, but in the industrial side. And the thing that actually interested me the most is the sheer amount of carbon this plant's able to take in and grow. So I've never grown a plant that grows as fast as it.
Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. And I think a lot of our viewers today would have thought, you know, okay, you're visiting a hemp farm. I don't think they quite thought that it was going to look like this. You know, these are beautiful flowers. This looks dank. So what exactly are you guys cultivating here, and what are you cultivating for?
We are currently in the CBD cannabinoid space, so we grow for extract, and that gets turned into all the varying CBD cannabinoid products out there. We grow it at the moment for, as I said, for cannabinoids, but then you get the whole other side of the hemp, which is the industrial, which is a completely different cultivation system to this. So this is grown like you would grow THC, but so we grow it for the cannabinoids.
Yes, amazing. And I mean, the flowers are beautiful. We've got beautiful uniform flowers across the board. Tell us a little bit about the genetics and some of the strains that you're growing in here.
One of the tricks to it is make sure you do your research and you get those genetics that are suited to your environment, that come from a similar environment. And we did our research, and we've made selections here that are just stable across the board, high producing, high yield cannabinoid content, and within our limits that we're allowed to grow to the 0.3 and under.
This is a fully organic regenerative farm, and tell us a little bit about the ecosystem on the farm and some of the things that you're doing to, at the end of the day, grow these beautiful flowers.
Sure, you know, we grow everything organically, as you mentioned, and we try to practice regenerative as much as we can. All comes down to just, you know, the old saying in organics is feed the soil, not the plant. Whereas in the salt-based, you feed the plant and the soil is just a medium. So I'm strongly convinced that growing in a living soil that is microbially alive, because you've put the food source and the cover crops and you've really practiced good agricultural practices, organic practices, that gives us the fertility. Look at the fertility.
Yeah, beautiful.
And so it speaks for itself.
Super green. No, it's amazing.
It's using biology and science and just treating your soil with a bit of respect, you know? And for the reverence that, you know, that's where everything comes from.
Tell me about some of the other aspects of the farm. We had a look at your chickens. You have a good couple hundred chickens here. What are they doing on the farm?
They keep me awake. No, they produce eggs. So we have a orchard that we allow the birds to roam free through, and they act as bug control and fertility and whatnot. And then we also collect eggs from them that are free range, and you see them, they look all right. And we sell them into a local market. But then keyly in that point is we also get the manures that we turn into our compost, and we make not huge amounts of compost, but we get quite a good supply out of there quite consistently.
And obviously fed to the field?
Fed to the field, mixed where we need it. We've used some on the field here. We've used some in the veggies. We use some in the greenhouse in the pots. We use some in that veggie garden in the back. So it's just it's just a good Kickstarter for the compost. And then not necessarily this, but on our veggie system there, all our waste we compost. So it's like trying to, the whole ethos of organic is trying to close that loop. Because agriculture is so open, all our inputs come from off the farm. So if you can start finding ways to sort of create more of a circular system, and chickens are a very good part in that system.
They're awesome, man. They're all pretty excited.
They are raptors.
What happens in the off season in the shade house? Are you constantly running? How many harvests are you doing a year? And what are you doing between harvests?
Currently we are on, as you can see, we got a raised bed system, and we practice good mulching on top of that. In between this season, last season we harvested, and then we put in a really good cover crop, a mixed cover crop that was a 4 species, so each little species did a different part in the soil.
Yes.
But this season I want to try and move towards more of a no dig system.
Okay.
So in between the off season we'll cut these down and maybe plant in between where we plant down, and the next one will go in there.
Okay.
And see if we can push another one through the winter. We're going to do some trials.
Okay.
And then whatever we don't use, we just cover crop again, because that cover crop is the fertility for the biology in the soil essentially.
And what are some of those cover crops?
Sure, you can use many different ones. There's mustards, there's lupins, there's all the different ryegrass. Yeah, there's so many. It's countless. But if you use them right, you got to look at what soil you got. Your soil type will tell you what's your best, and your climate. And you don't just plant, because cover cropping a field like this, also seeds are expensive.
Yes,
it does add up after a while. But so the plant's got to serve purpose, and so we don't just grow it for biomass. We grow it for either for the nitrogen or for the water holding capacity or for the depth and the breaking of the soil. So we just use mixtures there.
So yeah, I mean, as you guys are hearing, everything in a regenerative farming kind of aspect, you're kind of closing the loop, everything has its purpose, and at the end of the day, if you do it well, you're able to grow beautiful organic product. What kinds of IPM are you using on a farm like this, or on these kinds of, on these plants?
You know where the whole start on IPM starts is just on good monitoring.
Yes.
And then seeing what are the species around. We practice biological organic controls.
Okay.
And it's just using biology and funguses and mushrooms and bacteria and all these different ones that are able to take out species-specific bugs that we're targeting, instead of hitting all the other,
hitting everything. Yes, exactly.
But yeah, it's about good scouting.
Yeah.
We walk, Rich over here, we do many kilometers through this field in a week.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it's just walking and doing your checks there, and then
so constantly checking every day, a little bit of spot defoliation if needed. But besides that, the airflow in here is amazing. Adds all good head height. I mean, I wonder if you guys can hear it, but there's a decent bit of airflow. Tell me about some of the challenges of the climate here.
Look, our first year was bone dry and windy as hell.
Yes.
And now this year's been the wettest summer I've experienced in the Cape, probably ever.
Me too.
We've had maybe nearly 300-400 mils of rain here since December.
Okay,
so that's a lot in summer.
Yes.
And so that I thought was going to be a problem, but through our good IPM management and also good genetics, we choose genetics that are specifically able to overcome the funguses and the diseases that we watch for.
Yes.
But yeah, it is quite hot and humid around here, windy. So that's why we're under the net. This net does take the edge off a bit. Yeah.
But I'm sure when the wind's super heavy, it's still just
crazy, dude. When we first set this thing up, there were a few nights where Rich and I, one of us would wake up and be like, is the net still there? You know, because the wind pumps through. Same with the greenhouse.
Yes, I'm sure. That's a trade after every big storm.
Yeah, it works though. It serves its purpose quite well. I don't think you could actually do it outdoor in the Western Cape.
You know, your genetics, are a majority of them local genetics, or have you sourced some genetics from sort of global partners as well to try and find is there the stability in the South African market, or is it coming from?
No, because none of the South African market are really producing at scale hemp at this. So we've got partners from the USA. They've got a very good name in the industry.
Okay.
And I mean, the uniformity of the plants and the COA's certificate of analysis proves that these genetics work here. We have increased. Last year we only grew three different genetics from the USA.
Yes.
And this year we're growing 4, and then we bought 1 local one.
Okay, interesting.
And yeah, the local ones have been a lot less stable.
More challenging.
More challenging, just because I don't think we've had the America leads.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot longer than us.
A long time. Yeah. And I mean, like when you're in the States and you go to Colorado, you see some of those hemp farms.
Yes.
When I was there in 2020 was the last time I was there. It was the second year, and they had like literally about a whole valley, like from here to Oman, just be covered.
Oh,
dude, it was
wow.
the furthest amount of like hemp I've ever seen in my life.
And some of the cannabinoids that are present in these varietals or these genetics, what are some of the major cannabinoids that you're farming for?
We're on for the CBD,
yes,
which is cannabinoid,
yes,
then cannabigerol, which is CBG,
okay, interesting,
and then CBDV we're also after.
Okay.
But then also these terpenes, we also get quite a good yield of terpene off there.
Yes,
so
yes. I suppose everything going for extract, you're obviously then getting some beautiful different.
Yeah.
What are some of the terpenes that you've seen?
Sure, the linalool, the pinene, you smelled the one earlier, it smells like guava.
Amazing.
Super fruit. That's sour silver haze, got a really like a berry smell and taste.
Yes.
It's quite nice. It's nice flower for smoking.
Okay, amazing.
CBD.
Guys, so you can see it's not just THC, you can get beautiful flower. Everyone's always saying THC is all the rage, but you're doing This is incredible. You know, these are some of the healthiest plants I've seen, and it's all CBD, which is amazing.
Yeah, it is a bit of a trip there.
In closing, tell me about some of the challenges you faced in the hemp market in South Africa. It's still super early. I mean, do you want to share any challenges that you've faced up until now with relation to sort of just getting up and running?
Yeah, sure. The regulation is the hard part to this. They have made it you can apply and get your hemp licenses now.
Yes.
But we were one of the first guys to get one and start going at our scale.
Yeah.
And yeah, just lots and lots of paperwork and lots of phone calls.
Yes.
And hoping that our government works. And yeah, just the hurdles have been. It's still, as you say, a young market.
Yeah.
It's getting there. I think public awareness is growing around what the product is.
Less stigma, you know.
Less stigma,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure your neighbors were surprised.
They get to smell this all day and it smells lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like free air freshener for them. But it's a challenge like anything. It's a lot less challenging than trying to get your SAFRA THC license.
Yes.
But I think now that everybody knows the difference between CBD and THC now generally, they have heard about it somewhere. I think this market is going to open up a bit more. And the applications for it is not only smoking, you can use it for anxiety and sleep, and people are using it for everything.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, Darren. Thanks so much for allowing us to come to the farm, and we've really enjoyed being here. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please, check out the farm if you guys are interested to learn a bit more. And remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, guys.
Cheers.